So the 30 of us seated down here in this hall today stand as representatives, and I'm merely a messenger of the protesters. So, Your Excellency, the Governor of Plateau State, here is my message. Together, in one voice, we join our Nigerian brothers and sisters around the globe to lend our voices against the disturbing activities of the SARS unit of the Nigerian police. There is no better time than now for our voices to be heard and for our demands to be granted. The NSAS protest across the country is not just limited to combating brutality perpetrated by the SARS unit of the police, but also to agitate against brutality and incompetence in the entire police force and other security agencies such as the Nigerian military. This incompetence is seen through the extrajudicial killings silently carried out and the increased rates of kidnapping and armed robbery in both urban and rural communities across Plateau State. We therefore seek holistic reforms to make the police force more efficient, effective, and citizen-focused. The brutality perpetrated by SARS officers and other officers of the Nigerian police force is widespread, and our youths in Plateau State have countless untold stories to share. This is a reflection of the very deep systemic rot, not only in the Nigerian police force, but in the entire governance structure of states and country at large. However, today, we say enough is enough. This is no more just a protest, no. This is now a movement of patriotic citizens, a movement to decry the many challenges that bedevil the nation, especially in governance. So here are our demands. 1, we demand justice for all victims of police and military brutality, such as Henry Anthony Dockotry, Joshua Bala, Rangy Peter Bala, Shedrack Combs Fennan, and all others, through setting up of an independent judicial panel of inquiry to oversee the investigation, report, and prosecution of police misconduct. We understand that the state has taken this step. However, we demand that the public hearings be streamed live and broadcast across all media platforms. And we demand that the representatives of civil society groups and youth members of the panel should be nominated by the youth protesters. We demand that appropriate compensation for all victims and their families through the immediate setting up of a victim support fund, and the disbursement must be proper, transparent, and public. We demand an upward review of police salaries, as we do not hate the police, we only seek to reform them to be better. So we demand a review in their salaries, improvements in working and living conditions, and other welfare packages so that they are adequately compensated for the important responsibility of protecting lives and property of citizens. In line with the new Police Act, we also demand that all officers of the Nigerian police force be psychologically evaluated and retrained to handle the full capacity of their responsibilities. We demand that a specific and strategic policy be formulated and seen to be implemented in order to curtail the increase in crimes, especially robbery and kidnapping perpetrated by bandits and unknown gunmen in the city and other areas of the state. And in line with this, we demand that the governor's promise of setting up security outposts in local communities be fulfilled. We demand that in line with the international best practices, measures should be taken to ensure public safety and police presence. The government should withdraw assault rifles from police officers serving within civilian population, as the police are meant to protect the masses and not to oppress them. Rather, the government should arm them with sidearms. We demand that the state of emergency be declared in the educational sector and demand an increase in budgetary allocation to the educational sector by at least 50% and to double again within the next 24 months. We demand that the government revises the educational sector to choose well-trained teachers to provide adequate equipment that will bring a balanced 21st century teaching methods. We demand that the state of emergency be declared on the health sector and a systemic overhaul be put in place. We demand that salaries must be paid in timely fashion, and we demand that an increase of budgetary allocation to the health sector be made by at least 50%. We demand an infrastructural revival in Plateau State that must include immediate completion of the Zaria Road Stadium and all pending road projects, as well as the restoration of default industries such as the Jos International Brewery, PMC, Steel Rolling Mill, and setting up of new industries. We demand that the state invest in the tourism sector and harnesses the available opportunities to attract more investors to the state with the goal of growing the state's economy. We demand the immediate resignation and prosecution of every public officer found guilty of any form of crime or corruption. They must step aside during this investigation. We demand a review in the cost of governance. We insist that the huge salaries and benefits accorded to public office holders must be revised by the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, and the funds should be channeled to increase capital expenditure. We demand the creation of more youth development funds dedicated to growing the creative industries and agriculture. And finally, we strongly demand that the state government must ensure that no peaceful protester be harassed, arrested, and or detained for participating in this very peaceful protest, either now or any time in the future. To conclude, for demands requiring federal intervention, we request that the governor transmit our demands to the president and revert to the youth with his response. We unequivocally state that if after 90 days there are no feasible progress in meeting these demands herein within the power of the governor, the youth will meet on the streets again to continue with their peaceful protest. We, the peaceful protesters in Jos, want to use this opportunity to categorically and strongly condemn every form of violence, vandalism, and looting that occurred recently around the state and the country. We had hoped that videos showing us peacefully protesting across the states will be displayed here alongside the crimes that have been perpetrated. However, since these videos are not shown, we want to tell everybody here that we started protesting peacefully in Jos on the 9th of October. We had gone at least 2 weeks of peacefully protesting before any of this occurred. If we were to be violent from the beginning, it would have happened weeks before then. We had nothing to do with it, and we strongly condemn the acts and the perpetrators. We also call on the government to thoroughly investigate these crimes and bring these perpetrators to book, while providing short and long-term goals to solutions to the current hardship. Again, we commend the government for providing this platform and hope for timely responses to our appeal. Lastly, we recommend that the government makes this town hall a routine meeting with much more youth representatives than we have today. God bless Nigerian youth. God bless Plateau State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Great Nigerian youth. Okay. Although I'm a messenger, my name is Plankat Milaham. Thank you very much.
Thank you, NSAS, protesters.